Yes, sir. In the field, on the pill. BlkPrint, J5, Josh P's in the building.
We here.
Yes, sir.
Back
again. MC in the building. What's up, MC?
What's going on, pals? It's a nice little Sunday. Setting into July 4th weekend. I'm pretty excited. Summer is technically officially here now. So shout out to everybody enjoying the summer.
It's not technically, it's officially here. It's not.
There we go.
As of the 21st. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm not even gonna just, have us do any type of banter without letting, what I'm saying, a good friend of the pod come through and talk his shit real quick. You've heard him on our AMP radio show on BlkPrint Radio. He's been on there twice. One of the few guests that have been on there twice. Yep. Just an all around great dude, and I'm glad he could join us today for the show. Travonne Edwards, Trey, what's going on, bro?
Ain't shit, man. I'm so happy to be here, man. Couldn't make it to Paris Fashion Week, so I'm eating a baguette just for the boys. You feel me?
Hey, and that's so funny because on last week's episode of AMP, we tried to call everybody in the fucking world, and everybody was in Paris.
The whole area, the whole culture was in Paris.
Niggas is literally in Paris.
Yeah.
I love it. I saw, it's funny, I just saw Huey was out there.
Yeah, he was.
He had the lowriders at the Eiffel Tower.
Listen.
He going crazy.
If y'all listening right now, go follow at Huey Brisk. This nigga got the lowriders in front of the motherfucking Eiffel Tower. He spotted Sade today. That's probably like the rarest Pokemon you possibly can fucking find outside of Andre and his motherfucking new gadget he got. Bro. Huey is my muse for 2024, bro. Traveling bros.
Love it.
Like, bro, really got it locked in. You know what I'm saying? He having wine that he can't pronounce. Nigga FaceTime me asking what type of wine to pair with his fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful time, man. Black man out there thriving.
Absolutely. Everybody got the invite but us. That shit's crazy. Everybody got
y'all can come out here. It's New York next week.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm about to pull up. The weather's looking nice. I'm hearing it's good out there.
Mm-hmm.
What shows are you trying to pull up to, Trey?
I mean, at this point, wherever I'm invited, I normally get the emails, but I can't make them all, bro. That shit ain't realistic.
Yeah.
And I ain't thirsty like that. I ain't trying to party. I ain't trying to do that. I just be trying to see my friends.
I feel
and
that.
Support.
Yeah.
That's all.
The Fashion Week thing is funny to me because it's like, I don't work in fashion per se, so it's like not a real reason for me to be there besides just being there.
It's a lot of niggas that don't work in fashion that's out there though.
Yeah, no, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of motion. It's a lot of motion out there though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I be just trying to find real reasons to be there. Like if I'm a walk or I'm gonna be, if I was talking to Anwar about it, and it's like, okay, like maybe I do a pop up or something like that. But if there's no real money or real motion, it ain't really for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So because we didn't have anybody on AMP and everybody was like, hey, bro, I'm in Paris, we did a whole XXL freshman themed episode last week. So you can check that out, of course, on our channel as well. Travonne, did you see the XXL freshman? How many out of all of them, what's the percentage of people you knew on that list? If you've seen it.
I glanced, but I didn't even really, I know most of them rappers though, because I be trying to be tapped in and shit, but I'm pulling it up right now on my phone.
Have y'all thought of your fashion fit if you ever were invited to Paris? Let's say you got invited to Paris last week. What's your fashion fit?
Fashion fit. Every day is my fashion fit.
I was gonna say I ain't gonna switch it up too much, bro. Like honestly, I might disappoint a lot of niggas because I might be in them Uggs, the motherfucking Tasman joints.
Yeah,
like them shits is number one in the nation for me, bro.
I don't know, man. I get dressed every day.
I would get anxiety fucking trying to do that shit. I'm just probably be regular.
All right, I found a list, by the way, too.
Yeah, pull it up. Who didn't you know?
Who didn't you know? His face.
So only person I ain't know on this shit was DC the Don and Sleazy World Go.
I think it's 100% for DC the Don. Nobody knew who the fuck. And
Sleazy World Go, you might have heard his song before.
I probably heard some shit, but like I'm kind of tapped in though. Like Tia Corinne, Too Rare, out of Philly, shouts to Philly. Finesse 2 Times, which I don't think he should have been on there because he's been in there a minute. Yeah. Rob 49, Love Tyler, obviously Friday, Glorilla. Mm-hmm. I don't know why she on there either. Lola Brooks, she from around the way. Real Boston Richie, I ain't really listening to his music no more.
See,
Central C. Nah, y'all know why.
What you mean,
I know. I'm still listening, but I'm trying to ignore it.
I'm not a civilian, man. I can't play by civilian rules. But
man,
Central C,
love to hear it.
And then You know, so these are different things. I still ain't heard that Other Man album too out in Atlanta.
See?
Damn, he said
Other Man. Wow.
I ain't even listened to that album. I heard it just to tap in. Shit he talking about. I heard the
No, I
apologies.
I ain't do none of that. Shouts that. Look, I see the numbers. I only album I stream was Slimes.
Yeah, let's go. I'm on both sides, but I'll tell you one thing. I have
listen to it all.
I've been listening to the Thug.
I'm just saying, my family won't let me listen and partake.
I will say I have been listening to the Thug a lot more than the Gunna. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's not because I'm switched. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's just the beats are just way better.
My heart I can't even hear Gunna featured on tracks anymore. Like I hear old songs, and I'm just like, I gotta skip this.
It's like that.
It hurts to listen to. Like I just it's painful.
I think it hurts.
Well, that's the same thing with Richie though. Like
Boston Richie shit.
Like
he got a lot of good excuses for his reasons.
He got a lot of good excuses. In Josh's turn, he's got a lot of good excuses, but also like he's so young, bro. Like he's got a long way to go. It's not like he was on top of the charts and then you know what I'm saying. Like he just started.
But I to keep it real, I have a lot of friends and family who feel exactly the same way Travonne feels. Okay. They just won't even tap back in, won't even tap in initially, just because they're like, nah, I can't fuck with that.
We'll see where he goes with that. But
I just don't condone people that just get to like, you can't go 1 foot in, 1 foot out, especially like
is Richie 1 foot out?
Know, my parents are gang members, bro. My grandma's a gang member, bro. Like I was once a gang member, bro. So like, it's just different. Obviously, I'm a civilian now. I've graduated to. I don't even think I can graduate because like if I just walked and a nigga gave me a handshake, you gonna know. So. Yeah, I can't condone that. Even though if he felt he was tricked or whatever you want to call it for the internet, I just think the internet is just making a lot of shit weird.
Gunna said he was tricked.
Gunna said he was tricked.
People that actually were in the streets did not take pictures, and now everybody's photogenic and doing podcasts and very tell-ish. So yeah, I don't know. It's a very self-inflicting era right now, and I'm not with that.
And now we got it's BET weekend. That's just tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see people talking about, hey, don't check you. I saw the Brick Baby shit. He's like, don't call me.
Hey man, it's so funny. I love Shitty. That's one of my guys.
He said, don't call me. It's our weekend.
He's an idiot though. He's such an idiot. He posted that, then got arrested like the next hour later.
No way.
He's out now. He bailed out instantly. But niggas just crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think to Travonne's point, it's too many gangsters on the internet talking and just being front facing.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the downfall of that culture, which might not be a bad thing. I don't know. Maybe that culture needs to die in some aspects. So
right.
That shit gonna look like the meme where cars are flying and shit. When niggas just self-wipe themselves out. Like it's gonna look crazy, dog. I remember 99, like 98, 99, 2000, gangbanging had like kind of got corny a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think niggas was trying to find their way, to be honest. And honestly, I think it hit like 2005. The jerk era kind of killed the gangbanging shit off a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because niggas you can't tote the shit with the skinny jeans. You feel me?
But 2005 it's a good point because 2005 was a point where it was like Cameron and the Dips was out and they was making it cool. Then the game made Be in the Blood cool, and then Jeezy was out. He was a crib.
He kicked it right back out.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's when it started popping back up again. And it's funny, like the gang culture in LA was always around, but to your point, I think people are just trying to find other outlets. Like you gotta remember, I mean, at least being in LA, you had clown dancing and like all that shit going on, and like that was the gang outlet for a lot of people. And even those had semblance of a gang. You had your little cliques and shit, and y'all meet up at the mall and fight or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That didn't last that long. And once that started to phase out, yeah, gangster rap popping back up.
And now you got Raz B saying he's a Crip. He's a 6'0" Crip. So I mean,
I watched his apology. Yeah, I watched his apology video.
I didn't watch it. I still want to keep tonight's episode of Bad Boys Texas clear in my mind. But what did he say?
Oh, well, I don't watch the show. So I saw the apology first.
Yeah.
And then I went back and watched the clip of him on the show.
He has like a mental, like legitimately, I don't know if it's induced by something, but he was having like a mental breakdown on the show.
All of them have mental breakdowns. Like Orlando, like that's what I was like, damn, like I saw the clip and I saw people talking about the commentary around the clip. And I'm like, damn, people are saying Orlando Brown is the sane one in this, in this thing. And it's just, It's just crazy to me. But yeah, Orlando Brown said something like blood, which was kind of like, what? You're blood? I've seen him claim it before.
He said blood and cuz at the same time.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Then he said on Pyru, right? Then he was wearing but it was weird because Raz B was saying cuz and saying he was a Crip wearing a CK, a Calvin Klein shirt on his back. And I'm just like,
crazy.
I was like, that doesn't look right.
Look, it's all troll culture at the end of the day. I'm glad somebody made the call and made him issue that joint because again, it is no joke. People are really losing their lives over this color in these streets and these libraries of things that mean so much to us, even if it's bad.
Yeah.
And you just can't play with that because that's when outsiders think that they can come to the city and just do some stuff. And it's not even on some check-in shit. It's just, you wouldn't allow us to go anywhere else and disrespect y'all shit. So,
exactly.
It's a code. Right. It is what it is. But also, you can live your life like a civilian and ain't nobody gonna touch you. Same as here. So it just depends what you're looking for. Cause shit, I crump danced and all that shit. Every person that done did something corny.
Yeah.
Everybody got one corny shit. I remember I was looking at, it was a Mohawk post.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
It was talking, it was Young LA, right?
I just saw that.
And I start thinking back and I said, damn, I remember the Diddy Vote or Die shit. I remember Rodman 94 with the Spurs, the blonde shit, Demolition Man, James Harden, Mohawk, Mr. T. Like, who had the best or who had the most influential? Obviously, Mr. T. But I be thinking about it. I got mine when Diddy did the Vote or Die shit. I was bored, nigga. I had a crate. That shit looked like a fucking bird's nest, nigga. Now I think about that shit. I'm glad. This during the T-mail era. So like, them pictures will never resurface ever. Quality was bad. Like, I just was trying some shit, bored at school.
And that's the thing. It's like, it was a lot of niggas around that era with the Mohawk. Like, I think it's funny. You're right. Those pictures did die with T-mail because a lot of those photos don't resurface. Like, I haven't seen them, but it's like, it's so many people in LA that had a Mohawk at one point. Like, I remember, my nigga T-Rail, he had a Mohawk at one point.
Everybody did.
And I just remember seeing him out and being like, damn, this is the nigga that be with Tiger with the Mohawk.
Because like then the Mohawk graduated to the box fade again. Because I know when that came back, I had the box.
Yeah.
I had the box.
You mean like the
box, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I for sure had the...
I ain't never fuck with that.
Yeah, I had the high top in like 11th grade damn near on some just... I'm on my old 80s shit. Like, shit was corny. Corny as fuck.
I remember watching shots as like 2013 resurfacing on that joint, right? And I just got this weird obsession with Mad Max, bro. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna grow my shit out because I was in Portland and I didn't want to get I didn't trust no barber. I'm gonna grow my shit out, bro. Like, so I had to fro and shit. So like my shit kept growing. I had paid this girl and shit to like do my hair. She did the top. Then I went to the shop, nigga, and got the size faded. I finally let niggas do my shit. I'm like, yo, you can't line my shit up. But it's 2014, y'all. I come back. My grandma had died, so we was burying her. So I went out one night. We went to what's the shit? Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
And niggas was calling me what's the nigga name from Living Single? Kyle
Barker.
No way.
Niggas is calling me Kyle Barker Buns from motherfucking
Booty Call.
Yeah.
Like, and I look and that shit kind of bullied me out my shit. Low key. Like, it bullied me out my shit only to see like niggas like Travis Scott.
I was gonna say now it's the thing.
Other niggas do, but no, they had started doing it like a couple years later. But like I had picked the shit up from Mad Max, and that was like probably me and this nigga named J5, Johnny 5, that used to hoop and shit. But yeah, like niggas really wasn't on that. Yeah. But I got bullied out my shit because I just thought it was. I'm like, nigga, if I'm getting cooked like this, I know like this shit ain't rolling with the women.
You gotta be strong.
You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, that's the thing. You gotta be strong-willed in situations like that because when niggas be shooting, bitches low key be loving that shit. Yeah. They be like, oh, like that, like he different. Like I like that.
But that was the thing too. I was in my era where like it really wasn't no joints telling me nothing.
Like
I feel that. That was some dark times. Nah, because you know what I mean. Like it was the other flavors on me at that time, and I was like, I can't take y'all cosign. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga have my shit with the Lego Man hairline, bro. Listen to them, bro.
Nah.
Bro, hold
Yeah, so
on. We went off on a crazy tangent. We gotta bring the shit back around. I gotta congratulate this man, Josh Pease, for the Juneteenth event that happened last week.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to you and the team. That shit looked crazy.
Shout out to Leimert Park, man.
Yeah, can you just give us a clue in this how that came together? Because to me, that came together really fast.
No, I mean it's funny. This is our second year doing it. Leimert Park's been having that Juneteenth celebration.
Yeah.
I would at least say for like the last 5 years. Shout out to 6Sev, mayor of Leimert. He kind of kicked it off and has been like the young voice and just person thriving in that scene. I think after 2019 or 2020, what was George Floyd 2020, right?
2020.
I think after that was like the first Juneteenth where it was like a lot of people just back out there. The following year, that was when we came in and were involved. Or no, it might have been the year after that. But anyway, Amazon came in and was like, yo, this is something dope. We want to just support the culture, support the scene. We just was like, yo, like you guys are already doing y'all thing. Like, let us just own the stage. Right. We'll bring some talent out. This year is just a bigger event.
Crazy.
We had we owned one of the stages. We brought out Amazon Access, which is like the team at Amazon that like lets people know about layaway plans and EBT and just like they're like honestly, if people don't know about this, check out AmazonAccess.com. They are the plug for inner city families trying to just figure out little programs and things like that's going on. We brought them out though. They're a big part of it. This is also Hip Hop 50, so we had like a big Hip Hop 50 activation there. We had like a lowrider out there, and then like a bunch of classic West Coast photos from like Mike Miller, Danny, Top Shelf Company, Estevan Oreo. Yeah. Some classic photos too, like photos of fucking Dre when he had his hands tatted by fucking Mr. Cartoon, like just wild shit. So yeah, that was like a piece of it. And then of course the stage. We had Jasmine Sullivan as our headliner. We had Too Short, who was a part of our like Hip Hop 50 campaign, 50 and Forever. Had Wale, Alex Vaughn, and Kaylin Farrell. And shit was crazy, man. Like honestly, like leading up to it, I was like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. I'm not a big Jasmine Sullivan fan, right? But I saw how big of a fan people were when we like announced it. Yeah. And like it was like people hitting me up from all over. Like
I gotta get in.
Yeah, and it's like it's a free event. Like I was just like, just walk up. It's Leimert Park. But so yeah, we've been planning this for like months, years even, cause just even getting the contracting down with their team. That shit was just a lot to get through. But yeah, no, it was epic, man. Like we had over 50,000 people out there.
It's crazy.
And we kind of anticipated that. Like we even had like screens in the back just so people in the back could see. But yeah, I didn't anticipate just like the energy of Leimert Park that day when I got there was just a little bit different than it's ever been.
Describe that.
It's not even funny. It's like it was just like a little more. I don't know. Like it was just like an energy in the air, like just electricity, and it wasn't a bad or a good thing. It was just like this electricity in the air. And as we start to set up, we're like, okay, like it's gonna be a good day.
Right.
Everything was going good. And then, and it wasn't even that anything went bad, really. Like, honestly, there's a lot of overreaction. I think people have seen the news reports and they've seen stampeding and possible gunshots and things like that. I want to come here and say there was no gunshots at all. It's Leimert Park. It's the hood, the 40s. They've been out there since fucking White Man Can't Jump film. They were actually in the film. So they just been hanging out there. Right. So even before the day, I kind of already knew what was going on. I talked to some people I know and just like, yo, like, hold it down. Like, we trying to do this for the community. It's gonna be old folks out there, kids. Right. Like, let's just hold it down. And the people I knew did the best they could. But it was a fight at one point. And I literally saw the whole fight happen. It was a man and a woman. So I can't even say it was any gang violence. Right. It was a man and a woman fighting. Another guy jumped in, kind of knocked the guy out. That was the fight. That ended. A bottle broke, and that's what kind of made people run. Okay. That was one thing. And then after that, it was actually a tent had fell. Wow. Because there was just so many people out there, just people pushing against tents and things like that. And then when that tent fell, I think someone shouted gun or something like that. And then people ran. And really, that was all it took. I mean, the city was trying to shut it down all day. Okay. Like the fire marshal was there and just like, yo, we just getting packed. Like we saw people on the roof during Too Short's performance.
The Pizza Hut roof was the biggest party of the day.
Yeah, like shout out to Pizza Hut. We had saw people on the roof since Too Short's performance, and the city was like letting it ride. Yeah. But they were also like, this is kind of dangerous. Yeah. And then at one point they came up to us and it was like, yo, like the city councilwoman like wants to shut this down. And we're like, huh? Like she backstage with us. Like we went and found her backstage. She's like, nah, I'm forgetting her name right now. She's like, nah, like this is for the community. Like we're gonna keep it going. So like I don't know who made that call to him and lied, but she was having a great time.
Crazy.
Mayor Karen Bass came out. She was having a great time. She came, shook hands, kissed babies, did all the good stuff.
Have you found the girl that was dancing on the roof?
Yeah, I did. I forgot. I follow her on Instagram now. I forget her name. She's a Delta.
Okay.
She's from LA. She's actually a DJ too. We're gonna try to have her DJ next year.
That's fire.
Shout out to her. She was just having the time of her life.
She was turned all the way up.
I'm trying to look for the other girl that was dancing on the roof when Wale was performing.
No hands?
It was a girl shaking her ass up there. And I'm like, I'm trying to find you.
Man, he shut shit down. It looked like everybody was paying attention to that performance, and that was like the one. Like, if you didn't see any video from that, I knew that I saw multiple videos of what Wale did that day, and you know, it has to be vindication for a lot of things that people say about him.
And that's the thing. I hate that it even has to be vindication. It's like, you're a part of Black culture. You're one of those artists who you can go in any Black community around the United States and have a performance, and it's gonna be turned. You have those hits, like, and I hope that he realizes that, and I know I realize it. That's why instantly when I thought about a performer, I was like, let's get Wale.
Yeah.
Like, he has hits across generations and just across demographics and just across age groups.
Right.
It's like Lotus Flower Bomb is some shit that my mom knows, and then you got No Hands is some shit that I'm gonna turn up to. So like, I saw that coming, and I was just happy to see him up there having a good time. Like, you know, crowd singing along to every single song. It was dope. So shout out to him. Shout out to DJ Money. He had Alex Vaughn on.
Mm-hmm.
She was dope. I was actually surprised by her performance. I'm a fan of her music, but just to see the crowd that was out there for her, I was like, oh, okay, like you got something.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was dope. I mean, sadly, we didn't get Jasmine on stage. After that tent fell, they were just like, yo, you know, this is just turning into like a hazard. So we had to shut it down early. But, you know, shout out to everybody that's coming out. Hopefully, you know, we'll have another performance for Jasmine really soon for the public. Maybe it'll just be for private, honestly. But yeah, we were definitely trying to figure out how we can kind of do it bigger and better and safer in Leimert Park. And, you know, shout out to the community. Like, that's a community I actually lived and grew up in. Like, when I was in high school, I lived right off of King and 8th. So just to see something like that, like, you know, I grew up going to the King parades and to see that energy transmuted into the Leimert Park Juneteenth as an adult is just super dope. So
it's crazy to just give back like that. Like that's just such a huge moment for just you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just to be able to give back to that neighborhood.
I mean, that's just my life goal. My work goal is always to kind of give back to the community and culture that inspired me.
Right.
So that's something I'm always going to do. And, you know, it just felt good. I was joking with the homie, and I was like, yeah, I might have to do this shit in Inglewood Market Street.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, it's getting a little more gentrified, so it might be a little safer.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out, man. I'm glad that people were able to have a good time for the time that they did have, and, you know, see you guys next year.
Hey, man, big B&D for that, man. Shout out Josh Pease for that. Shout out Amazon.
Legend.
Come on,
legend.
Man. Come on.
Trying to be.
Come on, man. So last weekend, of course, Juneteenth weekend, another thing that popped off was my fucking joints and my knees, my elbows, my arms, because your boy started yoga last weekend, and I'm hurting. I did it again yesterday, actually.
Oh, shit.
I went to another class yesterday. I'm trying to like make this like a weekly thing. Like I'm really interested in doing this. I didn't know that it was like so intense though. I didn't know that like when you got there, like they calm when you get in there. But when you look around that bitch, these motherfuckers is in all types of contortions and shit. I didn't know any of the names or any of the moves. Yeah, so I was just like looking.
Yoga's tough.
You was in there farting?
No, absolutely not. I made sure not to.
I mean, you saying absolutely not, but that means you ain't calm, bro.
What?
You eventually gonna be in there. Nah, for real. Watch when you reach to that point, that motherfucker gonna be in there smelling like a bag of chips, nigga. The bag of Lay's.
Nah, that shit. The right pose is to get that gas out of you.
The right pose gonna be in there. That nigga gonna be mad, like ooh, and niggas gonna laugh. Niggas gonna laugh, but they gonna understand. Like that shit be smelling crazy up in there.
But it feels dope because there's not a lot of like black men in there. So like when I walked in there last weekend, it not a bad way. It was like attention was on me because it was like people were just like, damn, is he really in here like doing this shit? And like the teacher was extra like, yo, like you're doing a great job. Like she would like extra attention on me.
Well, was it your first time?
It was my first time.
It's probably more of being your first time. One thing I'll say about yoga is that like it's super inclusive.
Yeah, it is.
When I started doing, I did it like 2019, and I wish I would have kept it up, but I just honestly was just like, I don't know. I just got lazy with it.
Yeah.
But I remember my first classes being like feeling like all eyes are on me.
Yeah.
And then like after my like second, third class, I'm like, oh, these niggas is focused on their pose. They
Absolutely.
don't give a damn what I got going on. Like more than anything, it's like the teacher just being like, "Are you comfortable?"
Yeah.
But once you kind of get into your flow, like they're just like, "All right, like you're just another yogi."
It was dope because it was like low impact. It was what do they call it? Gentle yoga or whatever. So it was mostly kind of learning the steps, learning what the downward dog is, learning what the cow, the resting child, or whatever the hell that shit's called. All of those, and I thought I was killing it. But I was really in there. I was with my wife. You know, my wife is like she's like a converted yogi. Like she's been doing it for the past year or so because you know she's an aloe or whatever. And I was really in there with her. I was like, I got to do better than her. I was in a competition with her.
See, you on the first day with yourself.
On the first day, I was like, no, she can't outdo me in this shit. So I got competitive with it. I was doing all types of shit, all of this, all of that.
Man, be careful, man.
What? Why?
Cause bro, you gonna pull some shit if your body not used to that. You gotta. That's why it take time, bro. Like
ease into it.
When I tore my ACL, bro, back in college, that was the shit they preferred was like Pilates and yoga, right?
Yeah.
And it's more so building that muscle up, bro. Cause like most NBA players get broken down in spin cycle and yoga because they're using parts that we don't normally use. You know what I'm saying? So like, think about as you get older, different parts of your body don't like just fuck up. You could be reaching in the cabinet for some peanut butter, nigga, and be like, what happened?
That's how it is right now with my right knee. Like my right knee has been like killing me. It feels like it gets inflamed. But it's like when I did yoga that first time, I was like, that pain went away for like 4 or 5 days. Like I can't, like it's to a point now where I can't drive longer than like an hour and a half because it'll start like tingling.
Oh shit!
And I'm just like, bro, I'm really getting old. But like when I did yoga, it went away. Like all the lower back pain, the pain in my right knee, it was gone. And I was like, yo, this shit really actually works.
Yeah, nah, yoga. I mean, it's just stretching your body, so it's like we don't stretch enough as adults.
No.
Period.
Oh my god, that's me.
Yeah, so that's just like it's just teaching you that and just being more intentional about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought Pilates because that's something I've been wanting to get into, just like for this like the strength training.
Now, what does Pilates focus on?
It's like core work.
Okay.
And it's like sometimes you're in a machine and like they have the little arm and leg bands. And,
Bro, that shit is the truth, bro.
Yeah.
I seen a meme the other day talking about pay for your girls' Pilates class this summer. I mean, if I had a little hottie that I was tricking on like that, I definitely would be paying. You feel me? That shit is the truth. But like, the classes be mad early, nigga. Them shits be like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I know a joint right now that teach one right in Soho. I could not make it to that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Early, and it's just like, oh, the machine thing is a little intimidating to me. I'm like, I ain't trying to be
look,
apparatus.
I done played myself so many times, bro. I done played myself so many times. Like, that's how I know for experience, Justin trying to beat his wife and shit and you know, and outposing her and shit. My dumb ass went to a fucking spin class and I sat in the front with the chick that was an instructor. Now they invited me out the night before. We took shots and everything.
Yeah.
I got up for this early ass class, man. That shit broke me, bro.
I was trying to be. Remember that episode of Martin where Gina finally took me to the gym and he ended up being an instructor and he was doing all the fucking moves. I was trying to walk in like that, and I tried to do it yesterday, and I was like, "Whoa, this wasn't gentle yoga that I took yesterday. This was like a basic ass class, and it whooped the shit out of me. Like I kept having to go back in. Like her base pose was the downward dog. So like everything that you do, you working your core out in that whole thing." I was like literally I was like sitting down like, no, I can't do this shit, bro. I'm about to die. I'm literally about to die. Like I don't ever sweat. And my back was sweating and shit. I was like, come on, man.
If you don't sweat, you're not working out.
It's too much, man. It felt good at the end. Like I'm sore as fuck today. But I felt like I accomplished something. Like I feel like I'm like challenging myself. And I think that's the one thing that I when I left yesterday, I was like, that's the one thing I'm kind of missing in my life is like that physical challenge. Like I challenge myself mentally, I challenge myself at work, I challenge myself, you know, with everything. But coming off of a long ass week and doing yoga and shit like that, it helps me reset. And I think like that mindfulness is what I'm kind of learning. Like I used to look at yoga like this some cult shit. Like this ain't real. But like once you think of it like in your own terms, it don't really it's not really like that. And like I really enjoy my experience. I want to keep doing it. I would love for all of us to do yoga, to be honest with you.
No, I mean I'll take a class or two. I'm trying to find a good Pilates class close to me. That's not too early, honestly. But yeah, I'm down for it.
Peace. I found one out here, bro, but it's cannabis.
See, I'll start smoking. Wait, what they got? Cannabis pumping through the vents?
Nah, you smoke and then y'all do the pose. Everybody smoke as a group at your mat.
Mm.
Then y'all start doing it.
That's
and
one
they
thing.
teach you breathing exercises.
When I was doing the yoga, I did smoke before, and I feel like that was just like it helped with the whole just getting into the.
Well,
mind.
you get out your head too, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause you be thinking too much. Like, am I doing it too? You know what I mean? Can I go further with this pose? What hurts? What this? You know what I mean? Like you be in this is the most vulnerable spot. Is somebody looking at me? How I look in these fucking tights? I don't know if you was aloe down. You feel me?
No, I want aloe down. Here's the thing. I've never asked my wife for no aloe. So like I came in like I got the mat because she got the mat, but I came in with like some like I have some like Nike Tech running like I had shorts and those under it, but I can't wear those running pants.
Niggas let her be fly, bro.
Hey,
nah, see,
I'm trying to come in there with the whole.
You gotta fully convert, man. I went when I was doing the yoga shit. I had the mat, I had the tights. I was in there in tights. Like that's my one thing. Though I will say is that like it didn't stop me from going, but towards the end, it was like some bad bitches in my class, and I was just like, all right, I'm going with my girl. I was going with my ex at the time. I'm just like, yeah, it's some joints in here. I might have to start coming 3 times a week. One day without you.
I've been there with the old ladies, bro. And I'm like, I'm here with y'all. They more flexible than me.
It's funny. I know a bad yoga teacher right now. Oh my God, I don't even want to give too much.
They all cold.
I know one right now. She bad.
She probably just got armpit hair, bro. She used the motherfucking key lime for her deodorant.
Nah, she one of the ones.
Craziest shit was like at the end. You know, in the end, you kind of like you kind of decompress. She walked around with this essential oil. You know, I don't trust shit like that. Niggas putting shit in your hand. Like niggas was putting the essential oil in their hands and rubbing it and smelling it and shit like that. I was like, man, I wish I would have did that because it smelled kind of good. Like I could smell it.
Nah, bro. If you ever have a headache, rub your hands in some essential oil and put that shit up to your nose. That shit will cure a headache.
Knock your ass out.
Crazy. No, literally, I did that shit like a couple weeks ago. I had a crazy headache and just was like, oh, no headache.
I wish I did it. Like I think there's like one thing with me. It's just like I don't know if it's like with me or with like certain people. I just don't trust shit. Like I just be like I don't trust a lot of it. Like even walking into yoga, I was just like I don't know if I trust this shit. Like putting yourself in like vulnerable positions and shit like that. Like I don't know like Paul shit, but it's just like yo like I don't like is everybody doing this? Like I was distrusting of it at first.
Can't even look around, man. Just gotta be in your zone.
I'm gonna look around because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So
well, I look at the instructor and I'll be trying to like instructor come over and 101 me. Like, make sure I'm doing this shit right. Touch me, do all the shit. Like I need to
move my back.
They be lying sometimes because they just be trying to just give you that little encouragement. But bro, that's why you gotta wear the fitted clothing because your t-shirt, like a nigga be trying to wear a t-shirt, nigga be doing this shit. Like, you be looking bad shit crazy trying to have loose garments. You're not supposed to have loose garments. That's why. Nigga can't be like, no, I ain't gonna wear no tights, or I ain't gonna wear this type of shirt. Everything gotta be fitted.
I want
to gotta be fitted, bro, because if not, you gonna be doing some shit, and your motherfucker gonna be like this.
I'm gonna have to fit.
I can't see.
I'm gonna have to fit, and I'm gonna take a picture of the whole aloe down yoga fit, and
I want the same fit, bro.
You feel me? Aloe expensive.
Did you get your shit?
I did not.
She listens to the show, so like she's definitely gonna hear it again. So I'm gonna make sure you get your stuff, your influencer pack, bro.
Look, I'm not even adding pressure, bro. Like I go to the doctor tomorrow so I can get cleared to golf.
Oh shit.
Yeah, if we back out here in the yoga shit, if that's what we pushing,
let's do it.
Pushing the real P, pushing Pilates.
Oh, right. pushing Peter, more sweeter.
Pushing Pilates is a good one.
Pushing Pilates. That's the episode name right there, man. There you go. Okay. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on something else that happened this week that it was an incident that I really was not paying attention to until it got to like the most severe part of the whole thing, the submersible shit.
Oh yeah.
I hate to laugh.
I literally just potted about that too.
I hate to laugh. But like even when I looked at that shit, there isn't something in your mind that says that when you look and a nigga walks you over to something and looks like a pill, a Beats pill, and you open the fucking door and you can't even sit down. They don't got no seats. You got to sit cross-legged. They got a PlayStation controller.
They went deep down there in the fucking Arizona tea can, bro. I was like, I think this is the thing. When we first heard about it, It was nigga what? When we found out like what they was in there shaped like how the chairs, and then we found out niggas was using a PlayStation controller. That's when jokes like you cannot stop yourself, because they said they should have never gave us that info. They should like niggas probably would have been like more calm and like supportive. But once niggas said, "Yo, you paid 250 racks, bruh, to sit in a motherfucking Beats Pill / Arizona T-Can and watch a nigga," first of all, they didn't even have submarine holes like how niggas draw.
That was my thing.
Like,
no, not even like the
nigga,
you know the old cartoons where they bring the little telescope down, they bring it down from the ceiling, and they look through that shit. They didn't even have that shit in there.
they ain't had none of that shit, bruh. So the fact that niggas went out like that, bruh, and I feel bad. Only person I really technically feel bad for is the 19-year-old, because I know his
He didn't want to go.
Like, nah, that nigga guilt tripped that nigga on some Father's Day shit. Like, you never spent time with me, bruh.
That's crazy.
Did you
like,
know that?
I know that nigga hit him with that.
Did you know that in the actual submersible, the only window is in the bathroom? So in this bathroom, it's literally
There
like
was a bathroom?
It's not even
like
a
a
bathroom.
toilet,
It was
right.
like a little
Them
plastic
niggas was
bag.
shitting in like a pot, bro.
Yeah, it's like a plastic bag with a pot, and that's the only, like, you would take a shit or piss, and you'd have to look out of that window. That's the only window in there.
How long did they anticipate to be down there?
They had to be down there. It takes them about 8 to 10 hours, I think, to just get down there, and then you have another 8 to 10 to get back up. So like that's literally without eating, without none of that shit. You have to go down
Whole
there
day.
the whole day.
I'm so
Like
cool.
niggas ain't had no white cheddar goldfish in that motherfucker. No fruit snacks. Like it was
That
not
shit
like
crazy.
niggas even seeing me off nothing, bro.
Nah.
And the fact that like niggas sent us the message talking about, oh, they got until Thursday at 6 a.m. until they run out of air. Nigga, that shit crushed like a fucking can.
Well, that was
nigga.
my thing.
Like it combusted. No, it did.
No, that's
It
when I
did.
started. When I heard about the like, they got this many hours to survive. I was like, they're dead already.
Yeah, they've been
Like I kind of
dead.
assumed, like when I first heard about the story, I'm like, they're dead. You're not finding them.
Because before the implosion shit came out, I was like, oh, if the power ran out, they just sunk to the bottom, and they're at the bottom, and they probably can't get them because they just sunk. And I think a lot of people thought that.
Yeah.
But then, like when they found the debris, it was so funny that everybody's like, oh, it just imploded. I was like, that's what y'all got from that.
I heard the story in steps. So when I thought it was a submarine. So I'm
Me
like,
too.
oh, okay, if it's a submarine down there, like
That's
they probably got some hours. But then when I heard it was like a submersible,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a submarine. And then I saw what it looked like. I'm like, oh, they're dead. And then a couple of days later, they came on, said they imploded. I'm like, okay, like that makes a ton of sense. Like, luckily they died a fast death rather than dying of air. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit is stupid, man. Honestly, like my all in all assessment of that is that like white people are just too adventurous. Like I ain't really trying to see nothing under the sea. Titanic, like what are you gonna see at this point? The Titanic is just sunk hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, and it's starting to fall apart. So like,
But
it's
what
not
are you gonna see?
I was gonna say insult to injury. James Cameron,
Yeah,
flexing how many times he done been down there.
26,
and then
30 times.
and then motherfucking Netflix making the motherfucking streaming available on July 1st.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
it's just people taking advantage of the moment, which is great. That's what they should do. I mean, people are really stupid. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I just came down to. Like, it's $250,000
Mhm.
to go down there and not see the Titanic because you're not seeing it. Like, why can't they just send a camera down there?
Well, what they would do, and I think the biggest fear was that they would get down there and they would get stuck on something. That's like the most common thing when people do submersible stuff like that, is that the Titanic has so many, it's breaking apart literally. So like you could get caught on like the railing that was on the top of the ship that you saw in the movie. But it was like, you're going to see it for maybe an hour.
But what are you seeing? Like, that shit's it's been sunk for so long. It's
Yeah.
probably coral all around it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to see?
Some things have preserved, but like I said, like they said that, I think I saw a report that said that the Titanic, the ship itself, probably won't even be around in the next 4 to 5 years. It's breaking apart slowly because of bacteria under the water.
Yeah.
So like they're literally just looking at, oh, this is where the movie took place at, and this is how they did it, and da. But it's like, that's not interesting to me. I think like,
At all.
I didn't know that there were so many people like besides James Cameron that were so obsessed with this fucking ship.
I don't get it. I'm still trying to figure it out, but honestly, I'm not because I don't want to get that interested in it. So I'm trying to go down there and see some shit. But
Would you ever?
fuck no, I just go on YouTube, man. I ain't trying to go down there and see that shit. I don't like open water like that. Like,
Yeah.
Hey man, stay y'all black asses out the water, bro.
That's
Yes.
Nigga, I seen a motherfucker on Twitter, bro. I was hoping it was AI. A motherfucking Shark, nigga, jumped up out the water and landed on a nigga deck, bro, and start tripping, bro, like it was a wild chainsaw. I ain't never seen no shit like that, nigga. That showed me. Listen, I know they down there talking shit. They say, look, we don't fuck. We fuck with the seasoned brothers up there. We don't fuck with the unseasoned.
No, it's some real shit.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that Free Willy and his homies out there flipping boats, nigga, that tell you enough.
That's what I was about to say. I said the orcs or the orcas and the fucking killer whales have been like communicating, and they figured out how to
kill us.
Not even kill us, but they just know how to like stop a boat.
Yeah.
And now that's what they've been doing. And like some scientists are saying they're playing, but no, they're just like they know how to fuck some shit up now, and they figured it out, and they're telling everybody else, and now it's like.
Stop fucking with nature is really like the outcome of this. Like, stop fucking with nature. We've been fucking with nature this whole time. We killing shit off. Icebergs is melting. Nature is fucking mad. They pissed off.
I'm telling you, with niggas controlling the weather now, we got government weather. It's out. They finally confirmed. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I've been
don't
knowing.
Be surprised don't be surprised, Josh, and you turn the corner, nigga, in South Central, and you see a street shark. Niggas just wearing straight pants, nigga, with boots.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, man. Aliens is here. It's so funny because the weather shit happened this week. That was like something that was confirmed. Like they said they've been controlling the weather and they have a weather machine.
Where?
NASA, someone said they confirmed. I got to follow up.
Well, NASA been making motherfucking rain for a minute, but then China got the motherfucking the sun. But the thing about the sun that they've been making, that motherfucker getting too hot. So the shit, like, you know how the movies where you like the villain got the motherfucking ray?
Yeah.
The shit be like, and then it just combust or some shit. Well, nigga, that motherfucker done went too far off, nigga. So that motherfucker really cooking, bruh.
Here's my thing.
Gonna melt. That shit gonna melt like the Chappelle doo-doo prop.
Bruh. My thing that's so crazy about all that shit too is that like, so you had the alien landing, which they talked about.
What is the alien? Like you said,
the government. Like the government said no.
It was.
The shit happened in Vegas. It was like some aliens in the backyard, and then they went.
How anytime? Sorry to cut you off. How anytime niggas do anything, breathe, they pull out their phone and they record it. This one fucking time when niggas in the backyard, they ain't got the phone.
But no, so because it wasn't niggas. First of all, it wasn't niggas, and they have some footage. And then once the shit happened, it happened in Vegas. Okay. Shit landed. It was like they have some footage from like a ring cam or something like that. Mm-hmm. But after that happened, NASA was like, no, this is unconfirmed. But then they set up cameras in the people's backyard to watch over it. So it's like something happened. And they've already talked about the government's already admitted to like aliens being like a true thing. Like that came out last year.
I need the link.
You haven't seen this? Y'all
no.
really haven't? This is like real. Like, hold on, I'm about to pull it up.
Josh, I don't know if it's hashtag trust me, bro. If it's hashtag trust me, bro,
no, this is LA Times, New York Times, everywhere.
The Times.
Wait, are you sure it want the Onion?
All right, man.
No, hashtag trust me, bro, is crazy. But nah, that shit real deal Holyfield, bro.
But stop fucking
like,
with
it's mad
nature,
shit,
bro. Like I think that's just the long and short of this whole thing is that like I feel like white people have been testing the waters, no pun intended.
In 2021, the Pentagon released UFO videos. Like what are we talking about?
Where is this from? It's in the
New York Times.
What ultimately?
U.S. government tracking more than 650 potential UFO cases. This is 2023.
Why don't we see these things though? That is my question.
People see them.
Why is Nick like black people? Why?
I don't know. I mean, niggas is looking on their phones all day. That's why we ain't seeing shit. But my point being is UFOs have been confirmed. You have the weather machine that's been confirmed. And then I don't even know if y'all heard about this, but NASA was talking about there's going to be a big Wi-Fi like blackout like last week. They said they figured it out. I think this is all confirmed. Remember, I said this on past episodes that Wi-Fi is alien technology. I've said this before.
You have not said this.
I've definitely said this before.
When the fuck did you say that?
He's never
go back
said
and
it.
listen. I've definitely said it. If I haven't, then I've for sure have said it somewhere else. Wi-Fi is alien technology, and that shit was almost taken from us until NASA said, "Oh, we figured it out." They must have made a peace treaty.
Here's the thing: I did not know that you were a prepper, Josh. I did not.
It's
know
not even about prepping. Like you googling this shit and you seeing it though, right? All right. Yeah, all right.
unprepared.
Wi-Fi
Look
is
at
alien technology.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, look at him.
I'm looking
Google it. You see it though. It's there.
What is history of yesterday? What is business standard?
What are you googling right now?
Not NASA Wi-Fi shit. It doesn't matter. It's
hold
the
on.
same keywords.
NASA Wi-Fi outage.
You're like, what are you saying to me right now?
All right.
It's the same keywords.
All right.
It's gonna be the same. What is NASA Internet Apocalypse? The spacecraft was launched 2018. Again, what are you finding from this?
I'm just saying that it didn't happen. It didn't happen. The averted crisis was averted, but it's all connected.
Josh, I have to say, out of all of the crazy things that you have perpetrated on this show,
I'm not perpetrating anything. I'm just telling you, bro. All right,
I need to know your internet browsing history.
let's keep this timestamp. Let's make sure we have this in the archives forever. Because in
Okay.
a couple months, when the aliens really touch down and like, hey man, we here.
What are you gonna do when
coexist?
That's
What are
what I'm
you gonna
saying.
do?
What are you doing
What
when
are
an
you
alien
gonna do?
Go
touches
to work
down?
tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do the same shit I've been doing. They ain't bothering me.
Like, what are you gonna do when the aliens touch down and say, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna say. And they look like the Mars attacks aliens and shit. What is it? What are we gonna do?
It's not gonna look like that. They're gonna come down here and just be like, okay, like we here, coexist.
What do you think aliens look like?
They look like what they've been purported to look like, tall beings.
With the
But
eyes?
I'm pretty sure they can shapeshift into some regular looking humans. Like,
Because what you told me with the aliens, the orcas, which we do know is happening, the UFOs. This sounds like a Marvel movie, a DC movie, a multiverse shit. That's happening right now.
my thing is too with that. How do you think they come up with these concepts for these movies and multiverse and shit? Like, it ain't just.
These things that have been going on since the 60s, Josh.
Hey, I'm just telling you, man.
Like these are not stories that are just made up.
No, I'm not saying they're just made up, but I'm saying they're made up from something. Your imagination comes up with this shit from something.
Go back. You need to smoke again.
No, I'm just keeping it real, bro.
You need to go back to
I'm just keeping it real. If you don't believe in aliens,
I'm not saying I don't believe in aliens, okay? I play mad video games, fanciful as I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 right now, having a blast. So don't say I can't believe in nothing like out of the ordinary. But at the end of the day, you've never went on this show and talked about a Wi-Fi shortage.
No, I know Wi-Fi. I know. I've definitely said the Wi-Fi is alien technology.
Josh, you've never said that.
All right, well, I'm telling you now.
Every
edits
episode.
every
I've
show.
never heard
I'm telling you
Wi-Fi
now,
alien
and when the Wi-Fi goes out or the Wi-Fi changes in some way, just know the aliens came down here to take their shit
Josh,
back.
what is our Wi-Fi going to change into?
They might just make it more expensive. Like, hey, we taxing now for this.
And that goes to a bigger point. What is the one bill that you're more pissed off to pay every month? Because I fucking hate paying my phone bill every month.
That's a part of the game.
Nah,
Phone bill, I
man,
would
that's
never. I
not-
can't
there
live
has to
without
be
a
a
phone.
bill that's just like, fuck, man, I got to do this
Oh,
shit
car
again.
insurance.
Car insurance, okay.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
That's a racket.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
is a racket.
I don't even want to say anything about accidents. Them shits happen right after you start talking about them.
Did you know that I've been on the search for new car insurance for a whole 2 months?
You've been driving with no insurance?
No, I found a new insurer, but
That shit, driving with no insurance is like driving with nigga. I don't know.
that's no rubber. That's no rubber sex. I tell you what.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
worse.
But this shit's crazy. They're not accepting anybody anymore, bro.
Yeah, sure. Car insurance is a racket. I'm with Esurance ad, so y'all can give me a lower rate.
They
But,
are not.
Go ahead and talk to the general and save some time, bro. You good?
Oh man,
I don't
hate
know
those
how to. I
commercials.
don't think the general work out here.
I see the commercial all the time. It gotta work out here.
Because I've called everywhere. They're
Should
like,
work on Nissans only though.
if I tell them what cars that I have in my garage, though, they're like, "No, we're not taking the new people." I'm like, "What the fuck do I got to drive? You got to take me."
I forgot how I got my shit. I might have just went on Esurance. Just like I might have just ads get you.
Yeah,
Cause I told somebody about insurance the other day and they was like, I never heard of that. I'm like, oh.
I heard of insurance, but like back in like 2001.
Yeah, that's when I heard about it too. And I just remembered it since then. Shit been ingrained. I was like,
insurance had the bomb ass commercials back in 2001,
Yeah.
and now when you told me you had insurance a couple weeks ago, I was just like, insurance.
they got me.
What?
They got him.
Yeah, program me.
That's all you gotta do is just like we the best. And just be like, all right.
He the best.
I always tell niggas, man, the advertising trick, man. Always say like number one. Slap number one before you even claim
Automatic
number
click.
Oh yeah.
Cause niggas don't even, you know what I'm saying? They don't even do the research. They just be like, oh, the best? That's why like out here in New York, nigga be like, yo, the best pizza. You gonna pass by so many like New York's best, the number one
Yeah.
Mhm.
slice. Da, da, da.
That's marketing.
Like it's advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great marketing because a nigga gonna say, well, what about this place?
Yeah.
Nigga be like, nigga, we had never eat there. You be like, but he says it's the best.
It's the best.
It's like, nah, nigga.
Well,
Like it's supposed to be that. It's manipulation of it.
one more thing I want to touch. I kind of want to lead the LV show to B-sides.
All right.
I want to lead the LV show because I feel like we're gonna get some brutally honest opinions,
Nah.
and I want to put them behind the paywall
All right.
about the show.
If you're inclined.
I feel like we should be inclined, but I do want to touch on the business is business, the Thug album before we get out of here. Came out last weekend. There was a countdown timer last week, and it kept getting pushed back because I guess 300. But came out, executive produced by Metro Boomin, a bevy of features on the album. Drake's on there twice, Travis Scott's on there twice. I think 21's on there twice. A lot of his friends are on there. But I mean, again, it sounds like this is stuff that was recorded before he went in. A lot of people are. I don't really get I feel like what's happening right now, and I hate to like keep bringing up the topic of this, is I feel like people are like putting their line in the sand instead of just like staying out of the shit. Where it's like, if you're not gonna listen to Gunna, like just don't listen to Gunna, but don't try and flip it to make it seem like you're supporting him more by saying the Thug album's whack or whatever. I'm just like, because it's not whack, but it's weird. The internet echo chamber of these two albums right now is just very strange to me, and I just wanted to touch on that today.
No, I mean, I think people just want to be down in a part of the conversation. I have seen a lot of people like, oh, this is whack, this is good. I've been having the conversation. I've been on Team Thug in my group chats, and people have been on Team Gunna, and it's just like,
what does that team mean? Like, these are on.
I mean, honestly, it's just jokes for me. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, Travonne touched on it early on. It's like it's a moral standing type thing.
But even if some people, I understand your moral standings, I understand Trey's moral standings. I feel like there's people that don't have that at all. And I think that
the civilians.
Yeah, and I think they just want to be like, oh well, we believe this strange conversation that Thug said, so I'm automatically gonna Thug's whack now, and I'm not gonna go. I'm just like, he hasn't actually said anything. Like he just put the album out. Like
that's the internet though. When you think about anything, right? And you come into a situation of like Jordan, LeBron or etc. Right? Eric Pushin, Jim Jones, like it just depends. If your mind is already made up, bruh, you're gonna be moving in that action of what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? In this situation, there's people that's like, I don't snitch or I don't support blah, blah, blah. And then there's people that's like, I just love Gunna. Now, I think Gunna always gonna make the better music. You feel me? Like, he just knows his pocket. I'm not listening to Thug for better music. I think Thug makes shit that just like is fun, funny, energetic, etc. This album was just something to kind of like, whether pay for lawyer fees, whether to drown out Buddy's album sales. I don't know, because again, I still see YSL posting this. You know what I mean? Supporting dude's album. So we don't really know what's going on. We're going off of speculation and shit like that. But at the end of the day, like, listen to who you want to listen to. I know for sure. I've seen it. I've heard the numbers show what it is that you know what I mean? That dude's album is better than this album. But Thug even said like one of them verses, like a couple of them songs are like 6 years old. They just trying to put something out. Like I said, I'm sure it's just to help the financial keep the money flowing, and we're gonna probably get more projects that aren't complete. And I'm not I'm not going to hold it to a point of like, oh, the expectations of a Boosie or Tupac to succeed or Gucci Mane.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at that and I saw what it was. And I think a lot of people were trying to be like, no, I'm like, bro, it's literally, why are y'all not happy that this man is putting out music? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you guys have been saying free him for a whole year. He puts out music and it's automatically, you're drawing a line in the sand where it's just like, well, I'm Team Gunna or another weird thing is like, oh, it just sounds like a bunch of verses they put beats under. I'm like, well, yeah, you think he's got a fucking microphone in the prison?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of weird conversation around the Thug album that's like stupid. Like, I do believe, I feel like the first verse, the business is business, it sounds like he recorded that through the phone. Like, I think it's parts where he's like pronouncing his P's. You can kind of hear the like crackle, the pop of it. But I again, I don't think someone going through a court case and doing what they're doing right now is going to put out some new projects and be like, fuck Gunna.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like, no, I'm going through a trial right now. That's not the energy I'm going to be on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just interesting. Like, but that's what they're playing off of.
Right.
When Thug puts his project out right after Gunna, and like that's the energy they want to bring to it. So it's all entertainment. That's why I said, like, in my group chats, I'm jokingly talking about it and having that conversation. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy, like you said, to have new music out from both Gunna and Thug. Even if I'm not listening to the Gunna project, I'm happy that he's putting new music out and people are enjoying it.
Because best case scenario here, Josh, is Thug gets a Billboard charting single out of this.
Yeah.
That keeps his name out there. Because his name has been relatively silent on the charts for the past year. Best case scenario for 300 in Atlantic and YSL is that Thug and Gunna are both in the top 10. Regardless of what's going on with them, you know, personally, we don't know because they haven't said anything. And I doubt that Gunna said a lot, but, you know, Thug hasn't said anything. Like, best case scenario for them is that people are still talking about these two because that keeps their name in the public conversation. And I think that, like, strangely enough, YSL is like the biggest conversation in rap right now. Because people want to know. I
mean, it's funny. That's how lame rap is at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like we ain't had a number one album. The crew that's locked up and going through recall cases is the hottest crew at the moment. Exactly. Just the most talked about, at least.
Yeah.
My thing is it even a crew? Isn't even a crew anymore?
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, to a certain degree.
It's a crew until they say it's not a crew. You know what I'm saying? It's a crew. It's a label, rather. I'm sorry, until they say it's not a label anymore. I think that, like, the big conversation is, I think people are waiting to see what Thug says. I think that, like,
Thug has. That's my thing. That the waiting to see what Thug says. He said a lot already.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I think that the line is firmly in the sand with who's on the album, who's not on the album. You see people that have, you know, you could say, oh, the people that played out aren't on the album. So, like, that's where it is. B Slime's still there. Lil Gotit is still there. Those are really the two vocal people. Yeah. Outside of it that have been YSL. I think also I feel really bad for Trench, who got signed right before all this shit happened. He's still flying the flag, but he's not on the album. But, like, I feel bad for the kid because I thought he had a little bit of potential. But those are really the only 3 or 4 people that are I would say are probably still in his good graces right now, as well as like Future and all that stuff. But I think the album is solid. Like, I think it's good. I'm really just happy. You know, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Thug. Like, I'm just happy that I can hear music from him and snippets that I've heard a year ago before he got locked up, and I'm happy that he's making music. I'm always gonna side with that guy because, you know, he's my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can't take a side here, but I do know that in the first weekend I've been listening to that shit more than the Gunna project, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think to everyone's point earlier, it's not even a side. We don't even have to take sides.
Yeah,
but I think they do. As rappers and entertainers or whatever they want to be, whatever they are, they have to take sides, and I think they very well have taken their sides. I like the Thug album more just because the Gunna album to me is just like a lot of, like,
sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's like apologizing, cop and please. Like, I don't want to listen to that. I want to hear some more upbeat shit. And then it's hard for me to listen to someone talk about, like, putting money in your head and all that shit after just, like, what he went through. I think that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
It's like, because even hearing, like, older tracks, like, I can't listen to them because I'm like, you're just not about what you rap about.
I do think it's crazy on the Thug album. I was like, it's a lot more violent than I expected it to be with a man that's in prison right now. I'm like, yo, it's actually still, like, violent. He's still talking about a lot of shit. Like, they try and, like, tone it down a bit, but they ain't cutting out no type of references and shit that you can still kind of hear in some of the verses. Like, Jonesboro, that really great song toward the end, which I think, again, like, you look for, you know, you say he's not lyrical, you say all that shit, that's right there. There's proof right there. And shout out to Metro for sequencing this album in a way that kind of purports and shows off his strengths. Like, you got the weird rapping, you got the actual lyrical stuff, and you got the fact that this guy can actually write a song too. Like, the song with Drake toward the middle of the album is fucking a banger. Like, that best case scenario, that's the song that comes out.
Bro, Parade on Cleveland itself.
That's a great intro.
Again, like, bro, I'm just like, all right, bro. He talking about getting his lick back and ain't gonna be sexy. Like, he talking that hurt music, bro. Like, but it's needed for the summer. You feel me? When you on your villain shit. But I don't know. I'm with it, man. I'm definitely with it. Like I said, I enjoy the project. I say I like it. Most people were like, damn, why how you like it? And I'm like, bro,
it's weird.
I like it don't mean it has to be the hardest shit ever. You feel me? Yeah. Like, it's serviceable. Like, nowadays, nigga, all I'm listening to is jazz anyway.
Yeah.
So, fuck we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just something, just a part of the conversation, so I'm not out the mix.
Yeah.
I hit play real quick, and then I get right back to the jazz, nigga. Yeah. Like, straight up.
Jazz and Pilates. I wanna get right to, we mentioned it a little bit earlier.
That'd be a dope ass party.
Jazz and Pilates, low key, right?
Oh God.
the Pusha T, Jim Jones shit. I think why is there so much? That's how you know rap is in the dirt. Also, this is the biggest beef, biggest conversation as well. It's probably number 2 to the Thug and Gunna shit. What's your thoughts on that, Josh?
Nah, I mean the Pusha T verse. There's some parts I don't get. Like I don't get the Heaven or Hell line. I don't know. Like the Pusha T shit was cool. Premiering it at the hearing rap music at fashion shows is always cool to me.
Yeah,
that's always gonna be something dope. I don't really love the beat, really. And everybody was like, I heard a lot of people praising that beat. I'm like, I don't really love that beat, but it's cool. Like I think it was in due time. Pusha was gonna respond to the whole Jim Jones and top 50 rapper thing.
Seems like such a slight thing for him to get upset about.
I mean, I don't even think he's super upset. So I think it's just like fodder for him to rap about. If it wasn't this, what could Pusha T rap about to make his raps exciting?
Coke.
It's like I think this is just he found something to latch on to and something for people to talk about and get hyped for the new Clips album that's coming, and great. Yeah. That's what it's all about. So I when I heard it, I was like, okay, like, I didn't think it was like, it was light jabs.
Yeah.
And then even like the Jim Jones response, like I'm glad that Jim Jones did a response on like for your block or on your block thing. Like I just think that's dope.
That was cool.
Like he gave that platform a look with that.
Right.
Is he the biggest rapper to do that? Maybe.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, no, I fuck Yachty's done it. I mean, Yachty's bigger than Jim Jones.
I mean, I say in terms of like legacy, like it's cool to premiere, just like it's cool for him to premiere that song at the fashion show. It's cool for him to premiere that on that platform.
Yeah,
how people are going to go see what he said.
Yeah, I thought that was just super dope. That was the dopest part of this shit to me. Jim's bars were dope. I think he can
rap.
And Jim's that's been a fact for the last 5-10 years. Yeah. So it was just dope to see him come back so fast. Yeah. I don't think Pusha T's gonna respond back that fast, but I think I like the way Jim Jones left the door open and be like, yeah, come back, like say something else. Like like Jim Jones knows what he's doing. He's like, let's continue this. Like I need this energy too. This is gonna get me my next album.
I just feel like for the both of them, I'm like, let's just keep it on. Let's just keep it there. You know,
it's sparring. It's a good spar. Like it's like we said earlier, like rap is boring right now. Yeah. So if this is what we gotta take it.
This is all over Drake, by the way. Like it just seems like silly. Like I'm like, Pusha, please detach yourself from that narrative already.
Sick part about it is Drake gonna have some jabs on this project.
Oh, you think so?
Guaranteed.
He's not done, bro, and nothing's too far, bro. Like I was looking at this shit, right? Cool. The idea. This is the thing. Real Pusha T fans know the nigga gonna be talking about some shit that you gotta really experience to do. Drake does that too, where you're just like, this is a different type of wealth. No one makes me feel more broker than Drake, Rick Ross, and Pusha T, right? Because I remember Googling Pooch and Charles Jordan back then, you feel me? When he would like make his little comments or, like just different shit that he would just never say, like how he never wear motherfucking Amiri and shit. You feel me? Like, and Amiri ain't did shit to him, but it's just like you can never say he bought a bitch Michael Kors. He put numbers on the boards. Just different flex talks in them situations. So the idea that this record was played during the LV, show while he walked in a fucking extended leather. Yeah. I don't know what that motherfucker was. Man.
Oh, no, we gotta talk. Coat. We gotta talk about
y'all can talk about that on the Patreon. But I just thinking about that, and then like how Josh said, more so it's like that's Jim Jones' response time. That's what we used to from the 2006 to 2009 era. Where like
he's all about that.
Yeah, I can go check them. This is blog era ish type things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where like refresh the blog. Oh shit, he responded in less than 24 hours. Not the bullshit. I'm still looking for a studio fab joke. You know what I mean? Like these dudes, I'm not looking for Jimmy to have bars. I'm not looking for Jimmy to be lyrical. I'm looking for Jimmy to be witty, but then also say, fuck this rap shit. I'm going to fly to Paris and pull up on you and slap you or pull your braids. That is very 2006 New York energy. And that's what I got from that. Like, look, the whole world has decided that you're going to cook me in this.
Yeah.
But don't get this rap shit foolish. You know the line across. And when I see you, I'm going to run up on you and smack the kufi up off your head, as he once told Nas.
And he will do it.
And that's the thing, you know what I mean? He's aggregated multiple people in general and really made them eat their words.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you said this and that. Watch your mouth. You don't know the situation. So I think Pusha goes a little deeper with the knife. You know what I mean? The fact that he called his reality TV checks similar to wrestling, I know you took offense a little bit on that. And then he was saying what happened to that boy, kind of teasing that malice crack usage. So again, it's a lot of shit that's kind of like, all right, we can play that game and get dirty, but I just think that Pusha gonna take it another level. And if he somehow knows how to audio version free Max B, or put something rude that aligns with that, God bless.
Jim can get disrespectful too. I mean, I know we remember what he was doing to Nas. You know what he said about Jay, all that shit.
This is funny, like 50 and Ross though.
Yeah,
the Curtis era. Like, I'm not taking it too serious. I'm getting humor out of this.
Yeah.
Like, this nigga dissed you out in Paris on walking the runway, and this nigga just dissed you standing next to trash bags in a dark city, talking about some bullshit off beat. Like, it was great, but my boredom right now, it's just like, it is what it is. Pod, like, bro, I'm just literally just watching shit as the days go by. Like, it's pure entertainment, because the shit we seeing on timeline, talking about, the shit that don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm giving my shit to all the ignorance and shit that make me laugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the worst thing in the world. Negative campaign, it gravitates people towards that. As you talked about the positive part of it, you can put number one on something and people just gravitate towards that. You can also flip it and do the opposite. Somebody can say a basketball player is not top 5, and all of a sudden you get Kevin Durant joining it and say, hey, what makes you think I'm not top 5? And then we have like a 30-40 minute convo on it.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going with the discourse of everything. KD's wilding for being in that chat for that long. All he got to do is come in and say, I made $20 million this year, and then leave.
It was a terrible convo. I listened to the entire thing. The actual purpose of what they're trying to illustrate towards all that, it was so stupid. It was like, oh, well, you're not top 5 to me, but you're actually 7 or 8. I was like, we're having an hour and a half combo just to tell him you're not 5, you're 8.
Listen, when you get the God in the room, bro, you gotta let the God talk, man. That's a shut up and listen moment. Yeah. Okay. You got one moderator, you ask a question, and then you shut up. It was so many like unnecessary opinions, and like, of course, I hate Twitter. Twitter always goes to a line where they go and search a nigga picture, go get all personal. I do not want to see this man taking a selfie in the pool, or
they killed that guy.
Motherfucker, his Birkenstocks.
I didn't even believe that was a real person when they did that.
Like, that's a real, like, he really, like, niggas is really taking it too far. And now my situation is like, Slim was bored. He felt like he needed to go in there and, put some respect on this shit. And normally everybody like, oh, I wouldn't do it. But like, again, think about this, right? If I know y'all on this panel, bruh, and somebody say something crazy about y'all, I'm for sure gonna tell you, for one, but I might defend them too. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But nobody can defend them like yourself. Mm-hmm. So no matter how much money this dude got, everybody always attack his personal life versus actual shit on the court. You feel me? Like, oh, you soft, or you this and that. Like, what that has zero correlation on why he shot bad in the game.
Yeah,
that's zero. You know what I mean? That's zero correlation of like who's playing on his team. When you start talking about somebody's personal character, you got all the right in the world to defend that. And like, that's why I don't even be tripping off them. Like, I remember the first time, like, yo, you need to chill out. He's like, Glasses Malone told him to chill out. He's like, nah, nigga, you chill out. We in a chat together. So it was funny because it wasn't like a personal shit, but like, it made me dial back, because if somebody was talking crazy to me, I get to pick and choose the shit. But if it's enough to like gain enough traction, I got to defend myself. Because like, once Twitter says true, then it don't have to be true. Yeah. It's just true.
It's in the air.
Nah, that's a great point. I think I'm never mad at him getting into those like sparring sessions on Twitter and shit, because like, and people always like, oh, you're Kevin Durant, you bigger than this. But it's like, if someone was to even say something about me on the timeline and I saw it, I'm gonna respond back. Yeah, big or small.
I fully understand that. I don't think there was so much of the blowback as why are you in here, but it was more so Kevin asking, like, trying to get into the details of it, of like, okay, you're saying this, and I'm listening to what you're talking about, what is your point? Like, what is the actual point that you're trying to make towards all of this? And the conversation revolved around, well, your free throw shrink and your playoff percentage. Max Strus takes more shots than you in the playoffs. And I'm like, why are we spending a Friday evening on this? What is the purpose of you trying to make this huge point about this? And then he asked him, well, who's your top 5? And then the guy lists the top 5 and he goes, oh, well, you're not top 5, but you're actually top 10 for sure. And Kevin had to tell him, like, yeah, the way that y'all discuss basketball and the way that y'all take these statistics and make these agendas is terrible. I think it is terrible. And I truly do agree with Kevin on that.
Yeah. Nah, I love when he gets on his shit and starts talking to the fans, because like
he lives it. You know what I mean? Like that's the crazy part about it, is that he lives it. Like, and the reason I was just like, why do you do that? Because it's like we see it, but again, like Trey said, like the narratives get out of control, and next thing you know, it'll be on fucking First Take, where they're like, they're really questioning it and they're basing it off of quotes from this fucking Twitter, this Twitter Spaces. So it's like, I get it. I feel like I love KD. Like, I think he's a great player. Like, I've always like loved the way that he plays, but it's like, I think that he's gonna go down as like one of the most online players of all time, for better or for worse. But I feel like he should, he should speak his truth, but he also lives it. I'm just like, you live it. Like, you don't even have to mention these motherfuckers. Like, you live this shit. You have your own podcast, your own fucking empire. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should like live in that and know it. But I know it's easy to let these narratives get out of control, and that's why he has to respond, and that's why he has to have 8 burner accounts or whatever the fuck people say he has.
I'm not letting these niggas talk shit.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Yeah,
big or small, he got
rings,
multi-million-dollar rings or not.
Yeah,
billionaire like Elon Musk.
That's all that shit boiled down to is y'all got me fucked up.
Yeah,
that's it.
Elon Musk does the same shit. Well, niggas talking shit about him. He jump on the timeline like, "What's up?" Like he being mentions like, "Yo, like what you mean?" I've seen that a couple times from him, and he's a fucking billionaire.
I'm about to tweet that, man. I gotta respect the press ratio of Kevin Durant and Elon Musk, man. They be right there.
No, come on, don't put them in the same tweet, bro.
They do though. they be on bumpers. Like, what's going on? All right, I've seen it a couple times from us.
You get Josh a window to say
I'm just saying.
Elon Musk.
I'm just saying, man.
And he's just gonna jump right through that bitch. I want to
shout out.
I think a Wi-Fi shortage might actually benefit humanity.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we need to go back to rotary phones. But I want to thank Travonne for being on the show today. Fantastic conversation that we had. We went off on so many tangents. We didn't hit every single topic that we had on the list, but that's fine because we had some good ass conversation regardless. So thank you for being on the show, brother.
Man, thank you, man. It's always a good time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it took too long, man.
No, for sure.
What's going on, bro?
We need to do this more often. We need to do this more often.
I'm honorary fourth member, bro.
Hey, man, you here? 4 boxes.
100%. Because you know what? You're the one person that anytime I ever text and I need some advice, or I'm like, yo, you want to be on the show this week or anything like that, you're like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that. And for you to be the first like real deal guest and sit with us for this hour it's just been amazing. So thank you so much for being on the show.
That's love. Appreciate you, fellas.
We got B-sides coming up, of course. We're gonna get over to that right now. So thank you guys for listening to the BlkPrint. We'll be back next week with BlkPrint Radio. And we'll be putting all the content down on YouTube and on our channels and everywhere that you might search. So stay tuned for B-sides. We'll be talking about the LV show. We'll be giving an update on the Idol and to see if anyone's jumping off the ship. And we'll be also talking about The Blackening because I need to know why Josh does not like The Blackening.
Terrible fucking film.
So if you want to hear his review and all that, check out B-Sides this week. For MC and Josh Pease, I'm J5. We'll see you guys later on in the week. Peace.